Okay, so yesterday we looked at adding fractions, and today we're just going to do the exact opposite. We're going to subtract fractions. So it's exactly the same process that we followed yesterday, but obviously in reverse. Now, obviously with subtraction, the biggest number needs to go first. Okay, so the example that they've given us is 6/8 take away 3/8 equals 3/8. Because what they've done is these are all in eighths, because remember, the only way to effectively work with fractions is when they're in the same denominator. So they've got 6/8 coloured in here and 3/8 coloured in here. Then if they take away these 3 from this 6, they end up with a 3 down here. All right. And then they've written down the number sentence. What your job is, like in the addition, is just to write down the number sentence here. Okay. So, for example, you figure out how many parts it's shaded into. So we'll get our text up, make it nice and easy for Mr. P to read. So we have a look at, we go, all right, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, for half of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means there will be 14 in there. So it's in 14 pieces, and it looks like it's got 8 of them shaded. All right, so that would be 8/14. And we're going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That must be 7/14. No, obviously Mr. P can't count because we've got, that's 12. So we've got 7/12. And that's why it's really important to double check. So we've got 7/12, and he's taking away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/12. So we're taking away 5/12. But if I've got 7/12 and I take away 5/12, I'm left with 2/12. Okay, so that is your job for this task. Now remember, it's important to double check because I nearly made a mistake then because I didn't count properly. Okay, so if you do the same thing, well, you're in a bit of trouble. So then once you've created that number sentence, there it is. That's your task done for here. Now the second part of it is you're creating your own as well. All right. So we'll go to my other one. So we'll do it in 3D so it's easier. We'll zoom it in. Now, when I was practicing this before, I did notice that there will be an issue with doing the first one. So if you can sort of have a look how there's a bit of line missing here. As soon as I click on that, that'll come up real red. So I'm not going to do that. Otherwise, it will just ruin the whole page. So I'm just letting you know now, you will have a problem doing the first one properly, but the rest of them, because the lines are all complete and properly, you shouldn't have an issue. Okay. But here we have, so we've got 2 and 5/6, take away 1 and 1/6. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to get the bucket. Get my bucket. So I need to colour in 2 holes, it tells me to. So I've got 1. All right, so now that is my 1 hole coloured in. I need 2 holes. So here's my second hole. And then I need 5/6. Okay, so I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4. And as I said, there will be an issue when I do the 5th one. So I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you what will happen. So when I do the 5th one, that whole thing will come up. Okay, so I'll just click undo. So just don't do the 5th one. All right, then my thing that I need to take away, I do it in blue, and I need to do 1 hole and 1/6. So I got 1 hole and 1/6. Okay, and then you need to find out what the answer is. Okay, so the way that you figure that out is totally up to you. How I would do it is I'd have a look at if I've got a hole here and I've got a hole here, well then basically they cancel each other out. Okay, so I know that's whatever's left. Then I've got this left. Okay, now with this one here, you've got to remember that you're 1 short here. All right. So then what you've got to do is you've got to take this away from what you've got left. And then, for example, as I said, this one here should be there. So technically that's already taken away from there. So if these two cancel each other out, I've got 1 whole and 1, 2, 3, 4 sixths left. Okay. So that's how you will work out the answer. And then you'll write the answer there in text. Okay. So I do it in the text. There we go. And I've got equals 1 whole, 4, 6. Right? And that is my answer. All right. So I've got my 1 whole here and I've got 4, 6 there. So you do the same for the rest of those. All right. So hopefully we can show some awesomeness in subtracting fractions today. Good luck.